Yeah.
How many just sit so far?
What?
How many just sit so far?
What's that? What? 1, 2, 3, 4.
We're sorry. You must first dial a one.
This time I'm last.
Don't put me live on Facebook. Oh, that's scary.
All right. Well, it is just the team.
Hello?
Hi, Nick. Diane.
Speaking.
Hi, this is Alyssa. I'm calling on behalf of True Home Solutions. You had requested information for mortgage protection. Do you remember doing
Yes,
that?
ma'am. Yes, I did.
Oh, great. Okay, let me see. You live in Ocala, right?
Uh-huh.
So let me see. Would you be available? Let me see what day I'm in Ocala. I think it's Wednesday. Next Wednesday, let's say around between 3 and 4.
I'm not. I'm a restaurant manager. I have a very, very busy schedule. Is there any way you can just send me out the information?
Unfortunately, I can't. I work for a brokerage, so I have 50 different carriers. So what I would need to do is come and ask you some health questions and then pre-qualify you and give you as many discounts as possible and then give you a quote. It won't take, it won't take but 10 or 15 minutes. Can I catch you before you go to work or after you go to work? There's too much noise from somebody.
That's yeah.
What time do you open up? Oh, in the morning. And then what time do you get home at night? You come at 6, or do you have a day off? Do you work 7 days a week? I could do 6 o'clock. Sure. Put you on speakerphone. I need to free up my hands for a second.
Guys, mute your mics out. Every time you get on my webinars,
Tuesday.
mute out.
Okay. Let me see. Tuesday, ma'am?
Yes.
I could do Tuesday, 6 o'clock.
I can do anytime Tuesday. Can we do it earlier?
Yeah, I could do, I'm in the Villages at 2:30, 3:30. Between like 4 and 4:30. I'm booked in the morning.
In the morning?
I'm in Leesburg at 9:30.
Okay.
And then I have to be in Lady
yeah,
Lake.
I can do Tuesday.
Okay, between
about 4 o'clock.
Between 4 and 4:30. Okay.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, let me just verify your information, Diane. You live at 32 Dogwood Trail. Is that in the Shores?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay. And how old are you?
I am 56.
Okay. Oh.
Actually, I could do Tuesday or I could do Thursday.
Oh, you know what? I need your husband there too. Is that your husband, Chris?
Yep.
Can he be there as well?
Yep.
Okay. Tuesday between 4 and 4:30. Okay, you're 56. And how old is your husband?
53.
Okay, 53. Are you guys smokers or non-smokers?
Non-smokers.
Any major health issues? Cancer, diabetes, heart?
Nope. Nope.
Fabulous. Okay, can you put in your schedule Tuesday between 4 and 4:30? Alyssa and Jason. I come with my husband.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, fabulous. And your husband's name is Chris, right?
Yes.
I got it. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
We'll see you Tuesday.
All right, bye.
Bye. I have to double book. It's great. There's so many leads. More. It's right around the corner.
Oh, we're not available now. Please leave your name and phone.
We're also live here.
They can't see me though, right? Oh, okay. That's cool. I don't care as long as they can't see me. Hi, Donald.
Yes.
Hi, this is Alyssa. I'm calling on behalf of your lender. You had request information for mortgage protection. Do you remember doing that?
No, I don't. My wife wants to.
Okay. No, it's signed your name, Donald.
Oh,
It's just a little piece of paper that came. It's about mortgage protection. It says you have a loan with Waterstone Mortgage for $68,800. You gave your information. You said you're 76 years old. Does that ring a bell?
uh-huh. Yeah, I do remember it.
Okay, that's okay. Sometimes.
She had me sign it while she said it.
Okay, no problem. Trust me, I'm in menopause, so I don't remember things that happened this morning. Okay, would you guys have some availability? Let me see when I'm going to be in Ocala. Next Tuesday around 6 p.m.
Our calendar, I got
Sure.
doctor appointments next week.
That's all right.
I'll just put my next Tuesday.
Yes.
That's going to be in May.
I could do Tuesday or I could do Wednesday. I'm in Ocala also. I could do Wednesday at 4 if that works for you.
Let me take a look at it.
Well, actually, you're in the shores, right?
May the first, yeah.
You're in the shores, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, so I'll be in the shores on, let me see, Tuesday. Yeah, I could do probably about 6 o'clock.
Yeah, we'll be there. I
Is-
got yeah, I don't get anything Tuesday.
Okay, can you put in your calendar, Alyssa and Jason, 6 p.m. Can your wife be there too?
Yeah.
Okay, how old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
76.
76. And how old is Pam?
She's 68.
Okay, are you guys smokers or non-smokers?
Non-smokers.
Any health issues like diabetes, heart, cancer, anything of that nature, stroke?
Well, no, I have got an artificial heart valve. I've had for about probably 14 years.
So it's not a pacemaker, it's an artificial heart valve.
No.
14 years.
So
Okay.
when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I had rheumatic fever, and it injured my aortic valve. And it never slowed me down or done anything all my life. But then when I got in my 60s, it was 2004 when the doctors told me that, or cardiologist told me that, that I should get it.
Okay. Okay, let me verify you live at 3 Hemlock Court Pass.
Yeah.
Okay. I will see you on Tuesday at between 6 and 6:30, probably closer to 6 though. Just put in your calendar.
That'd be a good time. We're always here at that time.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Please leave your message for 352426162.
You're going on at 10?
We'll be on at 10.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hello,
Hi, is Victoria in, please?
who's calling?
Alyssa?
Okay, and you're with?
She requested information for mortgage protection.
She's required a new mortgage, and I don't think she's interested in it any longer.
May I speak with her, please? She filled out a form, and I just have to get back to her on it.
Oh, okay, well, she's in bed right now. She hasn't gotten up yet.
I can call back later.
All right, that would be fine.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Bye-bye. I don't know who it is. It says she doesn't have a spouse. A lot of these are in the shore. In Ocala, like near our old church.
Yeah,
Springs.
that's
Yeah, that's good. Just I know the Pecan Run, you know, they're near Betty's, Barnhart. How you doing, bud?
Please leave your message for 352.
tree cow chew. Little whiteboard to go use today. Okay, guys, everybody listening in, we're going to be allowing Alyssa to do the appointment setting for quite some time now. Alyssa, can you tell how many appointments you have set to this point?
I don't know, I gotta look. Hold on.
7, I think. You did that in like 30 minutes or so, maybe 40 minutes.
8.
8 appointments set in about 30 minutes, roughly. Like I said, if you need to go every hour on the hour,
Please leave your message for 35.
people will start to understand why they need to start ordering leads often.
Hello?
That's John. What's up, John?
We're sorry. You must first dial a 1.
See who else is out there. Wardell, John, somebody from 814. And then you got live Facebook is all of that.
Get a rest up. Slam next week for this day.
We're taking my brand new Harley out today and enjoying the day. My rest. Okay.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 4.
To contact your driver, please enter the mobile phone number of your Lyft account.
What do you think that says? 308?
308 5296, I believe. So again, she set, what, 8 or 9 appointments in a 30-minute period. And we do recommend starting at 8:30 a.m. I don't tell people not to on a Saturday. By Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, you will be so slammed you won't need Thursday, Friday, and Saturday until you have to set again. So you set 1 day a week,
You have reached the voicemail
work less in the
box
field,
of
and it gives you time to build an organization, guys. So anybody out there trying to build an organization or trying to learn the sales system, which is coming after the appointment setting session, you can stick around for that, which would be me teaching mortgage protection and final expense sales in home.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message.
No problem.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hi, Robert.
Yes.
Hi, this is Alyssa. I'm calling on behalf of ERA Mortgage. You had requested information for mortgage protection. Do you remember doing that?
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, let me see. Leesburg. Let's see what I'm in Leesburg. Are you married, Robert?
Yes.
Okay, so do you and your wife work during the day, or are you off pretty much?
No, we're both retired. Well, I'm retired, she's disabled.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry to hear that. I could do Thursday. Are you guys available Thursday morning, 10 a.m.?
I know she's got 2 doctor's appointments this week, and I think one of them's Thursday.
Is she around? You could ask her.
Well, all I gotta do is look at the calendar, so. Oh, wait, I know it. No. No doctor's appointments, but her housekeeper comes here on this Thursday, so.
What,
Yeah, she's got,
what time does she leave? Or what time does she get there?
9 to about 1 to 2, something like that.
So do you want to do it after, or can we work around the housekeeper?
Yeah, that would probably work.
So can you do,
Say 2.
you want to do 2?
Yeah,
Okay, that would work. Let me just verify your information. You live at 5605 Sovereign Court.
correct.
What, your wife is Nancy, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And what is your current age, please?
66,
And what is Nancy's age?
68.
Okay, are you guys smokers or non-smokers?
Well, I still smoke. She's quit, so.
Okay, any major health issues, diabetes, heart, cancer, anything of that nature?
Well, high blood pressure, but, you know,
That's not bad.
medicated, so.
Yeah, that's under control. Okay, can you please put in your calendar, Alyssa and Jason, I'll be there with my husband at 2 o'clock on Thursday.
Yeah, let me get that down.
Sure, I'll wait for you to do that.
That would be, oh, wait, we're coming up on a new month here. How about that?
Yep, I think that'll be the 2nd.
No, Thursday's the 3rd.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Tuesday's the 2nd. Yes.
Yeah, because she's got doctor's appointment on Tuesday afternoon.
Okay, so we'll see you Thursday at 2 o'clock, okay?
Let's see, Alyssa.
And Jason.
I'm sorry?
Jason, my husband, Jason.
And be here at 2 o'clock.
Thursday.
Okay, I'll have to call you guys in Wednesday night to the front gate.
Okay, what is the name of your plan?
What do you mean, where I live?
Yeah, where do you live?
Oh, it's Royal Highlands.
Oh, okay, we've been there many times. Okay, do you need our last name?
Yeah, I better have that.
It's Ferraro, Ferraro.
Okay, very good.
We'll see you at 2 o'clock Thursday. Thank you.
All right, excellent. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You have reached the voicemail box of 3522352.
Who's John? Is that Warner?
John,
Oh, John is not.
you can push them through this one, you're going through if you want, or
You have reached the voicemail box of 31.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time. We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time. No.
Hi, Bruce.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Alyssa. I'm calling on behalf of Signature Bank. You or your wife, oh, it's you, had requested information for mortgage protection. Do you remember doing that? Oh, great. Okay, you guys are in Ocala. So I'm the agent that handles that area. Let me see when I'm going to be in Ocala again. Are you available Wednesday around 4 o'clock, you and your wife?
I will be, but my wife will be working.
Okay, when is she off of work?
She usually doesn't get home till 6 o'clock.
Do you want to do 6 o'clock on Wednesday?
Okay. Yeah, you can probably do that.
Okay, let me just get some information. Let me verify your address. You live at 11004 Southwest 53rd Court? Circle. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it does say circle. Bruce, what is your current age, please?
I'm 69.
Okay, are you a smoker or non-smoker?
None.
And your wife, how old is she?
She is 54 and she's a non-smoker.
Okay. Do you guys have any major health issues? Diabetes, cancer, heart?
I have a stent in my heart that I got about 8 years ago when I have AFib. occasionally.
Okay, sorry to hear that. Okay, can you put it in your book, or your calendar, I should say? Alyssa and Jason, I come with my husband,
Okay.
and we'll see you Wednesday at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Hello?
Hi, Angela.
Yes?
Hi, my name is Alyssa. I'm calling on behalf of American Financial Resources. You had requested information for mortgage protection. Do you remember doing that?
Quite possibly.
Okay. Well, I'm the agent that handles your area. Would you and Thomas have some availability next week for me to come bring you the information you requested?
Next week is really not good for us. How about the following week?
Okay. Do you want me to schedule it now, or do you want me to call you back?
Could you call me back? I'm actually not anywhere where I can look at my schedule or anything.
Sure. I'll give you a call back next week for the following week.
Perfect.
Thank
All right,
you.
I'll lock your number in. And your name is?
Alyssa?
Alyssa. Thank you, Alyssa.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello?
Hi, is Mickey there, please?
Speaking.
Hi, Mickey. My name is Alyssa. I'm calling on behalf of State Farm Bank. You had requested information for mortgage protection. Do you remember doing that?
Yes.
Okay, great. You are in Ocala. Let me see my availability. Would you and your lovely wife be available Wednesday around 4 o'clock?
No. Why do you have to come out? You don't have anything you can send me?
Unfortunately, no. I work for a brokerage, so I have over 50 different companies, and there's so many variables. I would have to ask you and your wife some medical issues, medical questions rather. There's so many variables. I don't know if you want to cover the whole loan amount. I don't know anything about your health. What I need to do is just come out, ask you guys some health questions, and apply as many discounts as possible, and give you the very lowest quote.
Yeah. I think I'm going to pass. Thanks.
It's only about a 10-minute process. That's it. Unfortunately, the state just has me come out, and I'm not saying you, but people lie. They say they're not on oxygen or not in a wheelchair, and I get there and they are. So, how about if we schedule it for another time? You and your wife don't have a 10-minute slot anywhere? Hello?
Please leave your message for 3. with friendly interest in message.
Your call has been forwarded to it.
Hi, you have.
Hi, Cheryl. Hi, my name is Alyssa. I'm calling on behalf of Residential Accepting Corp. You had request information for mortgage protection. Do you remember doing that?
I'm at work, so I'll have to call you back at a different time.
Okay. Do you have any availability next week for me to come bring you the information?
This is for the life insurance, right? Or
Yeah, mortgage protection, yep.
mortgage protection.
Or do you work next Thursday? I'll be in Leesburg on Thursday.
Yeah, I work Thursday.
What?
I'm off Friday,
I can't do.
and
I can't do Friday.
okay. I'm off Monday and Tuesday because I work like 3.
Okay. How about your husband? Can you?
Oh no, he's not off until Friday, Thursday and Friday, but I work Thursday, 12-hour shift.
Got it.
Mhm.
Okay. You want me to call you guys back next week to find a convenient time?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Bye bye. You talking to me? I can't. I have doctor's appointments.
Hello?
Hi, is Terry in, please?
Yes, hold on a second, please.
Thank you. Hi, Terry. This is Alyssa. I'm calling on behalf of Bank of America. You had requested information for mortgage protection. Do you remember doing that? Oh, great. Okay, I'm the agent that handles your area. I will be in Leesburg next Thursday. Are you married? Okay, would you and your wife be available next Thursday morning, like around 11 or 12?
I'm not sure that I will, because I have a doctor's appointment on Thursday. Let me see what time my doctor's appointment is.
Or I could do it like 4 o'clock if you want.
I have an 11:15 doctor's appointment, so I'm happy to go to.
Okay, is 4 good?
How long do you think it will take?
Like a half an hour maybe?
Let's do 4.
Okay, you and Mary can be there, right?
Right.
Okay, you guys live at 26915 Cameron's Run?
Camper Run, CAMPERONF.
Cameron's Run. Okay, how old are you, Terry, please?
70.
And how old is Mary?
67.
That's okay.
I just had to stop today.
That's all right, no problem. Are you guys smokers or non-smokers?
Not focused.
Oh, fantastic. Any health issues, major, like diabetes, cancer, heart?
I've had 2 stents in 2006 and 2010. That's the only issue. But, my cardiologist says I'm fine. So.
Fantastic. Okay. We will see you. My name is Alyssa. I'll come with my husband, Jason, at 4 p.m. on ELYSSA. And Jason. 4 o'clock on Thursday. Thank you. Bye-bye. I didn't even, sorry, I didn't even see.
Things you can do on the fly yourself too.
Call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
You want to go on early? Because I start at 8:30.
Pack the schedule up so there's no crying at the end of the
Hello?
night.
Hi, is Robert in, please?
Who's calling?
Alyssa?
Okay, hang on for 1 second.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hi, Robert. This is Alyssa. I'm calling on behalf of JP Chase. You had request information for mortgage protection. Do you remember doing that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did.
Okay, great. Let me see when I'm going to be in Ocala again. Would you and your wife be available, let's say Monday at 10 a.m.?
Let me see. Is anything going on Monday at 10, I think? Well, there you go. Yeah, I'll look at the calendar.
Okay, thank you.
You never know, you know. That's the 30th, right?
That is 30th, yes.
Okay, Monday 30th, yeah, nothing's going on.
Or you know what? There's another day that's even better for me. Or can you do Wednesday at 4? Because I'm already in Ocala.
Wednesday at 4 o'clock.
Would that work?
Hold on a minute. I got to flip the calendar.
So that's okay.
Wednesday at 4, yeah. She has a dentist at 12 o'clock, so that's good. All right, yeah, Wednesday at 4.
Okay, let me just get some information. You live at 11422 Southwest 84th Court?
Yeah, Court Road, yeah.
Court Road. Oh, gotcha. Okay, Robert. How old are you and how old is Lorraine?
Oh, I am 65.
Okay, are you a smoker or non-smoker?
I don't smoke no more.
Okay. And how old is your lovely wife?
Oh, 66.
66. Is she a smoker?
No. She quit probably 30 years ago. Then smoking.
Okay. And do you guys have any major health issues like diabetes, heart,
Diabetes, heart, no, none of that. No.
Cancer?
I have COPD. A
Yep.
little bit of COPD.
you have COPD?
Yeah, a little bit. My wife has asthma.
Gotcha. Okay, we will
Or
see.
asthma.
I'm sorry about that. We will see you. Can you put in your calendar Wednesday at 4 p.m. Alyssa and Jason?
Okay, Melissa and Jason.
Alyssa with an E?
Yep, that's my daughter's name.
Okay, very good. We will see you then.
Okay, 4 o'clock Wednesday, right?
You got it.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. Bye. No, I mean, can you go on early so I can go in the other room?
Hello.
Because I've been doing this almost an hour now. That's what I'm asking.
Damn.
That's what I was asking. If there's any questions.
We lost everybody.
What? On there too?
No. You gotta keep your eye off that stuff.
Mailbox up.
I'm gonna go in the other room like 5 minutes.
Well, tell me how many appointments you have set so far. Let's go from that. I'll tell you what the week will look like.
Hello,
I'm not done. Is Kathleen in, please?
this is Steve.
Hi, this is Alyssa. I'm calling on behalf of Renaissance Bank. You would request information for mortgage protection. Do you remember doing that?
Oh, I did. You know what? I'm out of town this weekend.
Okay.
Next week?
Sure. I just wanted to set up an appointment to come and bring you the information. What day will you be back?
I'm back on Monday.
Okay.
Can I meet you at the bank?
Pardon me?
Can I meet you at the bank?
I don't work at the bank. I'm calling on behalf of them. I don't work at the bank. I work for an independent brokerage.
I'd rather talk to you about it before we make an appointment.
Okay.
Right, so let's just talk this week sometime.
Okay. I'll call you back. Thank you.
Perfect.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Press 4.
Just protection the bank suggests you have.
Hello?
Hi, Sharon. Hi, this is Alyssa. I'm calling on behalf of Loan Depot. You had requested information for mortgage protection, either you or Jerome. Do you remember doing that?
Who's Jerome?
It says Jerome Range, Sharon Range. Is it Sharon?
No, this is Mary Ellen. I'm sorry, I had a hearing, so I didn't hear you the first time. It's the wrong number, honey.
I have the wrong number? Sorry.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. The number you dialed has been changed, disconnected, or is no longer.
Jason's going to be taking over. Does anybody have any questions? Ask if they have any questions, please. And then I'll let you take over. Do one more.
Any questions? This is where the time to ask. If you're on Facebook, you can type it in. Those are for you.
No.
So give it a second.
Hi, is Anna there, please?
Yes.
Hi, this is Alyssa. I'm calling on behalf of your lender. You had requested information for mortgage protection. Do you remember doing that?
Yeah.
Okay, Anna, what part of town do you live in?
Excuse me?
Where do you live?
Lady.
Lady Lake. Okay, I will be out that way Monday. Would you be available Monday morning at 10 a.m.?
Is it necessary to meet
Yes.
other?
I work for a brokerage, so I would need to come and ask you a few medical questions. I don't have to meet you at your house. I can meet you somewhere else if you'd like.
Yeah, we'll be in my office.
Sure.
781
Hold on one second. Would you be available Monday at 10 a.m.?
and 10:30.
10:30. Okay. And where's your office at?
And 781 Highway 468.
You were cutting out. Highway 466?
Yes.
781. What's the name of the business?
Martinez Cruz, Medical Associates.
Lady Lake, Florida. It's Lady Lake, right?
Yes.
Martinez Cruz.
Medical Associates.
Are you in one of the shopping centers?
No, it's in the shopping plaza.
Oh, where Benzer is? Are you where Benzer is?
No, it's next to Ronnie Baker.
Next to one. Okay, 781 Highway 466. Okay, 10:30 on Monday, Anna.
Yeah, okay, I will be there.
Okay, is this the best number to reach you at in case I can't find the building?
Yes, the office is 352-750.
352. Go ahead.
750-6650.
Are you married?
Yes.
I would need your husband to be with you, so I don't think that's going to work. Does your husband work with you?
Yeah, he's a doctor.
Oh, okay, so he'll be there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. How old are you, Anna?
I'm 52.
52. Are you a smoker or non-smoker?
What?
Are you a smoker? Do you smoke?
No, I don't smoke.
And your husband, what is his name?
Dr. Martinez Cruz, by you are.
Okay, and how old is he?
I work 65.
Does he smoke?
No.
Okay. Okay, we will see you at 10:30 on Monday.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you there.
Bye-bye.
What's your?
You didn't give her your name?
Nope. I'll have to call back.
Mhm.
I already hung up. And then she said, because it's 10 o'clock. I started this at 8:30. I'm still making calls. I just have things to do.
All right.
I'm sorry. My name is Alyssa.
Hi, Lisa. Okay, Lisa.
And Jason, he'll be with me. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. You see any questions?
Any questions, guys, before she leaves? I'm going to give it 30 seconds. All right, I'm going to put this back on so you guys can see the screen. Shit, I'm going to do that. Okay, guys, I'm going to go into the sales training part of this. So I'm going to open this back up, put my screen back on. That way everybody can see. Part of the video is done. Sorry, I got to start over again, guys. I know it's a pain in the ass, but so I wanted to start the video over. I'm on Facebook Live and got the webinar going. I want you to ask questions. So please, this is about asking questions today. I'm totally want people to get involved so that I can train you on the things that you don't have going proper in your business. So what I'd like to talk to you about today is, mortgage protection is instantly once you get into the business, it's not like you can double your numbers overnight, but within the first 2 weeks to the fourth week, you definitely notice a difference in your numbers. However, as you've seen, she didn't just set 15 appointments not working. She started at 8:30. She's done before 10. And I don't know if she got 15 or more. I didn't ask, but the reason is plus there's still 30, actually there's 30 new mortgage protection leads to get to. And there's 40 new final expense leads to get to. Why do we do that? She's still in this setting, by the way. She just has other business to do. But the point is that the lead flow is so high that we don't worry about getting on the phone and getting a no. Where you get on the phone and you're worried about no. Once the lead flow is so high, you just don't have any concerns anymore about seeing people. So I understand that money could be an issue for a lot of us in this industry, but you gotta face the facts that you're a business owner when you get in there. The problem I think stems from this is that people get into this industry with a manager that's in this for an MLM reason, and they don't understand what your needs will be when you get into this business. They can tell you can start a business for $300. True, if you're pretty good at it. But you're going to have to recoup that 300 the very next week to reinvest it. So, I don't understand why people do that. I've never done that. If I did do it, I always had places to go for them, training, things like that, so they can get out of the gates fast. So, if it's Facebook, you can ask me questions down in the comments section. On the webinar, there's a chat box here. You can type here. No, it's not. That's just wrong controller. And I'm going to tell you right now, without these questions, I don't know what your problems are. It could be anywhere from motivation, lead flow, in-home sales process, product knowledge. And motivation's one. Read a book. Go on YouTube. I constantly go on YouTube to look at motivational videos. If it's lead flow, you need to find a way to get this money up, to get these leads in. I just don't know how to express it. Bum the money. Get the money somehow. Go to a bank, get a Visa card. I don't know, but figure it out because it will reward you. You just got to trust the system, though. And a lot of you do not trust the system. You may trust yourself, but you may not trust the system. I'm telling you right now, the system works. It's here. It's proven. Week in, week out, it's proven. So do not hesitate to purchase leads. And I don't care when you ask the questions, guys. You can ask at any time. So with that being said, I'm going to try to get into the sales process here a little bit. Give me 1 second. I'm going to ask Alyssa to do me a favor. Hey, Alyssa, if you could do me a favor while I'm live here, give me the paperwork out of a black bag when you can that was from last week. Okay, look. What do a lot of people run into? Well, first of all, they run into the fact that they can't get into the home. So that's a big issue for a lot of us. When you can't get into the homes, that just means that your leads are completely just suck. You may not have the skills on the phone yet. You don't have the proper lead order in. If you order 20 leads and expect to, do that for a month, you're not going to make it. That's the bottom line. You need to continuously have lead flow coming in. So I asked last week for people to ask questions, and if any one of you are on here that I told to ask questions, I really want to hear your voices today, and I want to know what your needs are. I really want to hear from you today, and I want to know what we're dealing with, so I can help you. And the mic is open. All you have to do is unmute yourself to ask questions. Facebook, just get involved any way, shape, or form. Here's what I want to do. I have a question. It says, when are you purchasing final expense mortgage protection lead? Where are you purchasing final expense and mortgage protection leads from? What's through our vendors? We have multiple vendors who supply us with lead flow from anywhere from $3, $7 to $10 on average for final expense. It's $3 mortgage protection leads. And then there's the multiple lead flow for mortgage protection. And then on top of that, there is the new mortgage protection lead, which she was just setting, who makes us the only rep in the house. So you're not going against 4 or 5 other people. It's just you and the client. And with this new lead system, it is absolutely the most lucrative lead in the business. You will not find a better lead resource. But like I said, you got to keep them coming in. Guys, here's the other good thing about it. Comes with a landing page. So whatever comes off the internet is free. We don't charge for that. We just charge for drop. And that's a cost. So nobody's making any money off this. It's just a lead drop that you just marketing your business, guys. So we had expected to get 30 leads back, and we ended up getting almost 50 leads in. And Cola, what's up, man? I haven't seen you in a while. Cola. So long story short, 50 leads come in so far, and we only paid for 30. So that drops our lead cost for brand new mortgage protection leads, where you're the only person in the home, to, I don't know, 30-something bucks, I think. So that's what people are paying for final expense, guys. Our main thing is the leads. We need good leads instead of leads that are months or years old. Yes, Larry, I agree. So you need to get into the A lead system. Thanks, Cole. I appreciate it, buddy. You need to get into the new lead system that allows you to set the appointment immediately. Within 24 hours, you have a final expense lead. You say, hey, Mrs. Jones, this is Jay. I'm doing a follow-up call to that call that you received yesterday on that final expense information. I'm the rep that handles that area. I'll be in your area tomorrow, you and Mr. Jones there. And you've seen how Alyssa effectively pulls information out of these people, which she was taught to do by me, to get you in a position to understand what you're walking in with. So you're not so confused about, what you're setting inside the home. What's up? Kevin Williams, what's up, brother? I haven't seen you in a minute either. Adri Blyer, I haven't seen you since high school, babe. A lot of good people on here. But look, at the end of the day, the most lucrative lead in the industry created here. Tommy Williams, what's up, Bo? So look, here's what we want to do is we want to effectively get that information out to you. I want you to text me, for that information. I'll put that information up after the webinar. But here's the lead system. The bottom line is that when you have a landing page too on the internet that comes with this system, you get these leads in for free, mortgage protection. So no longer is a mortgage protection lead $40 to $50, even $80 in some places that I've been associated with. You get it for nothing. So when you pay for the leads too, you go out there and you say, hey, listen, I want 30 leads. You pick the territory you want, and then whatever comes back is yours. Now, in the industry, we look for a 1% return on marketing. That's what every company out there. Every business I've ever owned, and many on here know that I've owned several companies in my lifetime. So at the end of the day, though, we're seeing 2 to 3% return on this stuff. And now lately, I've been talking to somebody who's getting 4 to 6% with a new program that they have installed into their companies, and I'm researching that for us. How do I get information on your lead system? Looking for an exclusive new lead system. Great, Mark Prowl. I will give you a number to text at the finish of the webinar. Actually, I'll do it now just in case people have to get a hold of us. But I'm going to give you my number. You're going to text me over your name and your telephone number, and I will be able to get you guys all this information. And anybody out there that I know from high school, junior high, or wherever, hit me up. I want to hear from you guys. Here's my telephone number. You can hit me up there to text me your information so I can get you the information. Now, for anybody out there that I asked, I want people to ask questions. I keep repeating this. Ask me questions so I know what the issues are. And I thank you guys for getting on here and asking the questions. The leads are incredible. I promise you, the most exclusive lead. I know a lot of people say that and then everybody else has it, but this is it. You're the only person that's going to be in that home. So imagine going into a mortgage protection deal where you're the only individual in the house. Compared to going against 4 or 5 other individuals, it makes sense. It just makes sense, doesn't it? So get involved, text me your information, and I do want to get into the sales process of this webinar as we do weekly. So if you have any questions on your sales process, please text me or write me in the comment section here. On the webinar, I expect people asking me questions today. Do not hesitate to ask questions. So I want to get involved with the appointment. We did the appointment setting this morning. So for those of you that missed it, I have it recorded. Like every week, we go over the mortgage protection half of this, final expense. If you want to learn about final expense, just ask and I'll go into it. How did we get 3 annuities this week? We got one for $130,000, another for $130,000, and then one for $300,000. That's 0, 6, 5. What is that? $560. And do that at 8%. I don't know what that is. Can anybody do some math for me? It's $560,000. What is 8% of that? Can anybody help me out with that? And in the meantime, I'll tell you what I did to do this. And there's one for next week. So that makes 4 annuities. 4 annuities in 2 weeks, in under 2 weeks. And trust me, that's more than most people make in 2 years. Okay, so that's a lot of bread. And I've been shoveling these things out. I got into final expense when I got into the industry, and I said, I can't do annuities like this. So I've been shoveling these annuities out for years now, and I know how to pull annuities out of people. So I can teach this, but you're going to have to practice it in the home too. So the language is what you need to do. So, people want, they want freedom. They want to know that there's security. They want to know that there's growth. When you can tell somebody that they can double their money every 10 years by the facts of a 30-year look back It's on. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I know I'm here for this particular situation, but I told you I wanted to make sure you got all the information so you guys can make the best decision for your future. What I'd like to do is I'd like to do an illustration for you. It just shows you what opportunities lie in front of you for your future. And it also does a hell of a job protecting your money and your retirement so you don't lose another dime to market volatility. So I'm going to do this illustration. There's two ways to do it. One, you can do it on a laptop by calling the carrier and just saying, you know, email me whatever the number is. If it's $100,000, just say, you know, send me an illustration for this particular product. What is that? Just if you don't know what to use, just say what's the highest interest earning product that is available, and if they need money, whether the client needs money or doesn't need money. So that's one aspect of doing that. And you know, make sure you can inform them that in the past it's been proven to double their retirement every 10 years with no market volatility. That means zero losses, no fees, less taxation, turns into life insurance. It is amazing what this stuff does to people. When you're able to take an illustration like I am, to take this $300,000 and show her that instantly she gets 10%, so she just made 30 grand just by putting the money into this situation, okay? And then when you're able to show her 7.94% averages, it's like a no-brainer. Sure, people are interested in the stock market and saying, hey, look, you know, I earned 22% in this, but you also lost 22%, so I don't want to hear your shit, you know? It's amazing what people believe because they get these high things in their head, and they believe that they're, you know, here's the bottom line. The stock market's, you know, with the average 401k, we're talking 3 to 4% across the board with all this shit going on. You know, it's almost stagnant. So it's a minor growth process. It's not very much. And that's okay, but if there was no zero downsides, you participated in higher. How does the companies do it? Well, they put the money in several different locations. They put it into hotels, they got land, they got, you know, they got bonds, they got things that are safe, and they put it into so much versatility that the return comes back. So when they earn high interest levels or earn a lot on their investments, you get a piece of the pie. So it's very simple to explain these things. They're not that detailed. Now, the application is a little more detailed, and you're just going to learn how to do that. But in effect, you really get people interested in this, and it works very well. How do you get there, though? How do you get from mortgage protection to annuities? Well, we need to start from the very first point, which is first of all, you need the leads. After that, you need to dial. If you are not setting, like she just said, she went through this, and how many no's did you hear her get? Anybody who was on the session from 8:30 on, how many no's did she get? You didn't really hear anybody say no. You know, this is the most effective program in the industry, and you're about to learn how the sales process goes down. So if you're getting in front of people, which is majority of everybody's problem is just sitting with people from the dial on, let's get to the house. Now we're at the front door. Okay, knock, knock, knock. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. My name's Jason. I got that information you requested. Can I go over there? Can we sit at that table? I start leading the program. So I start teaching them how it's my office now, but it's their home, you know? So I want to respect the home, but I do need to be professional, and that's what you're there to do. Not that there to be a friend, you're there to be a professional. You earn trust of build rapport to the point of trust and get them to trust you by not talking about golf, not talking about how nice the car is. That helps. That's a part of the process, but that's not all of it. How do you make people believe that you're the professional is the question. Well, you need to start showing some numbers. You need to start writing. Too much talking and not enough illustration is why people lose sales. So you need to do illustrations on paper. Now, this is a sheet of paper. Every time I erase, it's another sheet of paper, okay? So this is what I go through in the house on a clipboard with a pen. I will draw this out as I do weekly. This is what I draw out on paper. This is Mr. Jones. This is, I'll give him his name. This is Terry. This is Ann. I'm going to say these two, I'm going to go 65, and then I'm going to do two younger people too and show you what to do with mortgage protection in both scenarios. So you got people that are retiring now, earning a lot of money, you know, these days. Hold on. What is the minimum investment for annuity? What is the, give me 1 second. I want to read this question that somebody has. What is the minimum investment for an annuity? What is the minimum investment to add 10% to the initial investment? Well, that's a great question. So the annuities, it depends on the age, first of all, so and the product to get the 10%. Now, if they're really old, they're going to get a 3%. And it depends on the adjustment that you do. So there's certain things that have to be involved. They're very simple, but the simplicity is age is the factor, basically. Between the 3 and the 10%. The 10,000 is the minimum. So for an annuity, they need 10,000 bucks. 10%, you know, 1,000 bucks to get started, which is a good incentive, guys. Hey, here's what I've said in many homes. I've said, look, how's the stock market treated you? Have you lost any money? If somebody's had big money, they see more losses than most people who have small money. So it's just the numbers are bigger, you know, because it's larger numbers. And I said, look, Mr. Jones, I've said this in the past. Mr. Jones, I know you lost $50,000 last month. I can get that back for you. If I can get that back for you and prove I can get it back to you today, would you be interested in taking a look at this? Absolutely. So I take $500,000, I add 50 grand on, guy qualifies for everything, bing, bang, boom. He has 50 grand. And over the years, that has turned into over 800,000 bucks right now, and that's been, I think, 3 to 5 years or something like that. And then at that point, he had passed away. His kids received it. They split it. 2 more annuities sold. Get them 10%, and then they carry their annuities now. So this. I teach people how to keep this going in their family. You know what I mean? So with this, keep asking the questions too, guys. Francisco Torres, 44,800. What does that mean, Francisco Torres? 44,800. What does that mean? Terry, 65, and 65. You're there for mortgage protection. On the sheet, it usually tells you what does a mortgage protection lead look like. Here's one here. Let's take a look at one. This is what it looks like. I don't know if we could focus in on this for a minute here. I'll explain it for those that can't see it. Has their name, has the loan, the bank, has their telephone number, best time to call, other telephone number, best time to call, buyer's age, and the amount. It's $143,000. How much is the mortgage monthly? $1,000. The first question. Out of the 2 of you, who earns the 2 of the higher Social Securities? And there's a purpose for me asking that. It's just so which one of you earns the 2 of the higher Social Securities? Usually it's him. About what, and the reason I ask is because Mrs. Jones is going to have to wait 6 to 12 months to receive that money. So what I want to know is like how, you know, there's a void in time here. I want to make sure that she's protected during this time. So how much is she going to receive? I didn't ask him how much it is. I asked him how much she's receiving. That's a different question, even though it's the same. So you need to do that. Why? Because you need to know what they're working with. You never find out what's in the house. You know what's going on with these people. So Social Security is, let's say it's $2,000 a month. Mrs. Jones, God forbid if something happens to Terry here. Well, how much would you be leaving him? I know you're the lower two, so he'll get this, and he'll just keep this, and yours will flow off. So I got $1,000 bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Instantly, I know that they have $3,000 a month coming in. Terry, by the way, are you going to be leaving?
Do all that.
Hey, John, you got to turn your mic off, but unless you're asking questions.
Sorry.
Terry, are you leaving anything else behind to her? Yeah, I have a 401k. What will she receive from that? It's worth $250,000. Terry, what did you do for a living? I worked in a hospital. Well, it's just a question. See, it's rapport building. Hey, by the way, Terry, I love that car I've seen in the driveway. It's really nice. So to continue, oh, thank you. Hey, to continue, are you drawing from this all? Well, no, I pull when I need to. I take $30,000 last year. It was, it was a little higher, but I wanted to, get this house and everything. So, there's a way where I can help you recoup that money. And I'd like to show you that. But I'll get through this first, and then I'll show you how that works. I really want you guys to be aware of all your options, is why I'm here, and then it would help you guys make the right decision for yourselves. So what I'm going to do from this point is I got the information. I want to know if they have life insurance. You guys have any life insurance? This is a great question to ask due to the fact that they do have it. Oh, thank you, buddy. Francisco Torres. $560,000, by the way, at 8% comes to $44,800, plus there's $5,000 or so in ALP from apps sold. So that's a $50,000 a week, guys. And guess what? It was not literally done by Wednesday, actually, but it was done by Thursday with everything else, paperwork in general. But that's a $50,000 a week. So, and there's one next week also for 100 and some odd thousand. This is how I'm pulling them out of people. But I'm doing it with those leads. So in my career alone, I have done this before. I have done 3. I've done 3 in one day for close to the same amount. In fact, that story I told you before was $500,000. I did close to $1 million and had the owner of this company come in, fly in, help us do it, and split it with him. So he walked away after one day earning about $30,000. So which was fantastic for him. I'm sure he didn't have a problem doing that, right? Life insurance. Yes, I have policies 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to explain this. First of all, you want to start by saying who's that with, by the way? Do you know who these companies are with? This one's with this company, this one's with this company, this one's with this company. You get the companies. This is you writing this stuff too, by the way. Remember, this is a sheet of paper, okay? Then I want to know what the premium is. How much is the premium on, ask the first one. How much is the premium? I don't want to say any company names out. So how much is the premium on this one? This one's $30. This one's $50. And this one is $60. What's the payout to these? Are they all term, they whole life? You gotta ask questions like that. This one pays out $10,000. This one pays out $20,000. And this one is a term product that pays out $50,000. What's the total here is 0, it's 11, 12, 13, 14. So $140 a month. How long have you had this policy? I've had it for 10 years. How long have you had this one? I've also had that one for about 10 years. When does this term out? Do you know when that terms out? When does that end? That ends in about 5 years. So what I would also do is take this premium and I would add it up times 12 times 5 years and show him what he's going to invest into something that probably won't pay out if his health is good. So I would show him his investment dollars and literally just have him transfer. So what I'm going to do is take this $140 now and have him get his new policy for Ann. Ann, do you have any policies? Yes, I have 1, 2. Boom, doesn't matter. With that, you use the same process, use her premiums, put premiums together is the bottom line. See if you can beat what 3 policies do. And give them living benefits, give them an index universal life product that earns substantially and makes it to age 100 or even 90. There's products with 7.79% interest on cash and value that we have. That's not, you have to talk to us about what products these are. But at the end of this route, you have $140 going into a new product. You have Ann's product over here. Let's say that she has $50. So, if you're trying to get her $20,000, you should be able to do it at that age for about $50 or close. And here's the number one reason people will do this is because over a 10-year period, paying that amount of money in there, there's anywhere from $5,000 to $8,000, maybe more dollars in there in cash. I say, Mr. Jones, if I can get you, I got to get you $30,000 at least. This one I'm not too worried about because you know that one's going to cancel out. So at least if I can get you $30,000 and you can stop paying on this one, but let's take the 140 total and see what we can come up with. If you do the index universal life, you probably have to get him close to $100,000 for that price if he's healthy. At worst, we'll be able to get him 50 to 75,000. So long story short, you can do that inside the house. This is time to switch, guys. So this is another sheet of paper. Unfortunately, it's the same. You'll have this paper to go back to and go over this illustration. So what you're doing is you're taking 140 bucks plus what's left over at the end of the month. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, at the end of the month when you're done paying all your bills off, you have anywhere between 500 to 1,000 bucks left over? Yes, we do. Which one are you closer to? We're closer to 500 bucks. So I know instantly out of that, I could take $100 to $200 and also put it towards this. So they knew you were coming to add on to this. They didn't think it was free. So you don't have to be concerned about adding money to that number. But now if I take 240 bucks a month, I want to take that number, show that, and I want to take an extra number and show that. Why are you doing this, Mr. and Mrs. Jones? I want to show you something. Here's a timeline. You have a mortgage. Say it's, I don't know what 1,000 bucks times 30 years is, about a $300,000 home, I guess. Here's year 1. Here's 15. Here's 30. I'm going to show you guys how to show people what's the average age for mortgage protection. The average age for mortgage protection can be any age, to be honest with you. It just depends on the mortgage. People buying mortgages, and you're putting a lead drop out there, that's who they're hustling. So that's who gets the lead from us, and they send it back. So the average age of a lead depends on your demographics. In the state of Florida, it can be anywhere from 30 all the way to 75 years of age. So in different states like up north, it's a little younger. It's usually more of a working class. So that's why I also got to do an alternative to this number. These people are 65. So with that being said, it's just different demographics, different states. You need to find out, due to your lead program, what comes back, and then you'll know what your demographics are. Or you can ask the lead vendor what the demographics are. You got 300,000 bucks. You got a rough payment of about 1,000 bucks a month. Here's how you tell people what the equity will be. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones, will you even stay here if Mr. Jones isn't around anymore? No, I'll probably move. I don't know. Maybe she'll stay. You'd probably stay if the house was paid. I don't know. The house may be too big. That scenario, you want to ask the question, though. Find out if they're going to stay. Because if it's the 25th year and he passes away, what does that make him, though? This guy's 65 years old. That makes him, what, 90? So that might be unlikely that happens, but it could happen. So you also have to take in that factor. When I tell people that mortgage protection is nothing but just a factor of numbers, it becomes a little easier on them to understand. This is how you pull big numbers out of people, by the way. Like, you could leave that 140 on the table. You can just go there and add more money onto the deal, but you're going to lose more sales that way. So this is the more advanced way of selling this stuff. Let me get through this and we'll talk more. You got to ask questions if you want to learn this stuff. So if I take $1,000, I'm going to show equity. Okay, I'm going to show equity is what we're protecting. Why? Because there's two people going to get this. You, Mrs. Jones, or the bank. Now remember, when he passes away, you no longer have your $1,000 coming in. However, all you have is $1,000 a month coming in for 6 to 12 months. Now later on, that could be 24 months. More people passing away, more paperwork. You know, you got to explain that stuff. It is 6 months to get this. Could take 12 months. So she's living on $1,000 at his death. She has a $250,000 401k. She'll pay heavily on taxes, drawing that out. So we always have that in the back burner here for this sale. So what we want to show is the equity, all right? Here's what equity looks like. Another page. Equity is what we're trying to protect, because I'm going to show you guys what the equity looks like over the years. give me a second to do some math, and I'm going to show you what this product will protect. Now, if I take $1,000 and multiply that by 12, that equals $12,000 a year spent living in this home, okay? But if I take that $12,000, which I need to do, I'm sorry, yes, and I'm going to do this, and I multiply it by 15 years, that equals what? Can somebody help me out with that math, please? Then this number is divided by 2. That's a rough guesstimate on equity, but remember, if you live in the lands where I live in, it's the land of 6% homes. They go up by 6% every annually, okay? So you got to keep that into a factor. You could add 60% interest or so onto it to this last number. But anybody come up with this number for me yet? Somebody help me out with that. Hey, Francisco, you still there? Can you help me out with this, please? Long story short, this is the equity we're going to place right here, okay? So let's say it's $150,000. Now, she gets to walk away with $150,000 if she sells the house. What are we trying to do? What we're trying to do is show her a pathway to getting here. So we need another timeline. Most homes sell from one year to 2-year time. It's usually in here, but it could be in here down to a downsized market. How much does she need to pull this off? $25,000 to $50,000. Now, what else does this number do? It pays off the back end of the home if he dies later. Remember, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, these are interest-earning products too if it's not term. Now, there's 2 options you have. One is we could try to get you to return a premium so you get all the money back at the end. That's a little more costly. Or we could do something different, which the only way to get bigger numbers on people is that you really got to do the index universal lives. All you have is term or index universal life. If the health doesn't qualify, you fall back on multiple final expense policies. So you can do graded products on mortgage protection. You know, you can do ROP for God's sakes. Anybody give me that answer? 180 grand. Thank you, John. So $180,000 at this time without interest earned. So roughly, Mrs. Jones, you're going to be walking away with that, in between that and $230,000. We do not want, remember, there's 2 people getting this, you or the bank. So we want you to have the money. God forbid you have to move, but if you do, you have that equity to walk away from, and that's what most people lose. They lose it to the bank. Or the inheritance. You 2 get knocked out together. It's 15 years down the line. You guys are, 70-some years old-ish, or I'm sorry, 80 years old, 80 years of age, and your kids can no longer. Now, you do have children, right? Is that who would get it if both you were no longer here? Would they inherit the house, right? Yes. Okay, so you want them to have the home, right? Or the equity in the home is what we want to protect them from. So they need about, what, $1,500 a month to keep this place running, or $1,000 a month? Yes. You could sell policies for $12,000 and just buy them enough time to sell the house for the kids. That's 1 year paying $1,000 a month. We can double that usually to $25,000. Make sure it really works, But you can sell low products numbers inside homes too, guys. You're never really there to sell a $300,000 policy, but if you can, that's on the younger people. Now, I have to get into the annuity. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I got this done. This looks good. We sign it, seal it, deliver it. It also comes with living benefits. So, God forbid you have a heart attack, stroke, cancer, get into a car accident, fall down, get hurt, die. Still alive, whatever the case, get into a coma. Long story short, you get this money while you're still alive, too. You can also receive payments out of it and things like that. So this is where you need to learn the products, too, okay? Which isn't that difficult if you get with the carriers. You just get with one carrier a week and just learn a product a week. You'll be fine. You'll eventually get there. Go out in the field, just sell one product. Learn that product inside now. Don't think that you don't need 7 products. You need 1, 2, 3 max, maybe 4. That's it. And then there's 1, 2 annuities. It's all you guys need to learn. So, the annuity. I'd like to do what I want to do now. I tell them I don't want to like to do. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do an illustration like I told you. You have $250,000, and what I want to show you guys is what everybody's doing today to protect this. Now, this comes with fees. You know, I don't know if you know what those fees are. Do you know what the fees are to keep this in place? The 2%. They may not know. So it means if somebody, you know, if an average 401k is earning 3% interest to 4%, that means you either earn 1% or 2% a month, you know? And I know there's some high sides, but the downside is there's downsides too. So long story short, what I'm going to show you is how people double this number. I can easily take that number and get you a 10% bonus. I think it's 275,000 you'd be starting with. Again, it depends on the age. Could be 3% to 10%. $275,000 what you start with. And I'm going to show you in the illustration for at least 10 years that if you were with them for the past 10 years, you would have more than doubled your money because they gave you a bonus. So you're talking what, $325,000 you'd be out in 10 years. Now that could also, what this can do is it can pay for your mortgage protection using interest only. That's a second option we have. So we still want the first option no matter what, but the second option is to pay for the product without ever coming out of your pocket. Okay, how's that done? They allow 10% of that money a year, and you can have all your money at any time. Remember, they gave you a big bonus. All you have to do is give that back, and that's only for 10 years. So if you don't touch the money for 10 years, you can get it all back at the end, or you just give them the bonus back. So we have $325,000, and we do the illustration. You contact the company. So I'm going to call my carrier now. I'm going to just have them email you a copy of the illustration. You guys really want to take a look at this, okay? You call the carrier up, take a second out, control the situation, calm down, don't rush, and get the carrier to send you over an illustration with the highest interest rates available, okay? And then you would use the interest earned from this to pay for your mortgage protection. It doesn't cost them anything. Plus, it increased their monthly living. You can do an illustration that shows them pulling $500 a month out for the rest of their life, and they'll still end up after 10 years with $250,000. That's pretty amazing. Or I'm sorry, more than 250,000. Oh, this was 250,000. I put three. I'm sorry, guys. This would be $525,000 is what they would end up with in 10 years. Not what I put before. Sorry. $525,000 in 10 years. You're another 10 years away from being a millionaire. You leave your kids this, and you turn them into millionaires. They leave their kids this, and you started a process to keep money in your family for generations to come. How does this look back? It's 30 years that they've been proving that this works. Okay? Tony Robbins wrote a new book on it. It's pretty exciting. I'll tell you right now, if you guys get Patrick Kelly's Tax-Free Retirement, Tony Robbins' new books, 7 Secrets to Money, something, I can't remember exactly. I read it. I can't even remember what the hell the name is. Long story short, Tony Robbins found the 50 most powerful, influential stockbrokers in the world. And when people were plummeting in the market, these guys didn't lose their people any money. What did they do differently? They indexed. That one word versus variable. Remember these two words. Because you're going to go against this to get to this. Variable and index. This is where you want people. This is safe. There's no downsides, only upsides. There's no fees. Now, Mrs. Jones, I want to show you something, by the way. When you have to survive on your 401k, this just keeps going down and down and down. You take it next year. If he's no longer here, you take $30,000 to survive. You pay taxes on that $30,000. So with our situation, if we tell them, you want $500 a month, you're going to pay on the seed. you'll pay taxes on that 500. Which is, if you do the math, and say that just even do 7%, it's a low number. Just show them something small. Depends on their taxes, taxes and tax bracket and stuff like that. You call the carrier to figure more about that just to get the ideas, but you really not need to talk to a tax professional about that. So there's fees involved in what they're in. Long story short, they come up with a bigger number. You get an email. Then you say, listen, you have a printer. Can we print it up? Would you mind? It's 18 pages. I could come back and later on, and we could, I could come back with it, but I'd rather you guys have it now, and that way you'd be able to think about it more. I'll show you right now what it looks like in an illustration. If you have a laptop, you can also present it, and you can do it from your phone also, pulling up your own email to forward over to them, okay? So what I'm saying, guys, is you can get these illustrations in their hand immediately. You turn the screen on. This is an older couple. I'm going to go through a young couple real quick, and then we'll be done soon. I got a couple that's 35 years of age, right? So same process, monthly. Now these people are new to life. They have no idea about much in finance. They're new. It might be their first home, for God's sakes. The mortgage protection monthly, I just leaving this number even for number reasons, is $1,000. Terry's not earning any Social Security yet, so that's not in this particular situation. Do you have life insurance? Is the next question. No. No. That helps you. Remember, even if they don't, it still helps you too, because you can replace policies. Do you have any retirement put away or any cash put away in the bank yet, Terry? So if something were to happen, you always want to explain why you're asking. If something were to happen to you, that Ann would receive that. Do you have anything like that in place? Yeah, I got $10,000 put away. Okay, great. And about what will she lose in an annual income if you're no longer here? You can ask monthly, weekly, but in an annual income, what will Terry lose? Now, if you ask that, they're probably going to give you a little, they can lie about the number. So it's sometimes smarter to go for a weekly and say about weekly, what will she lose if you're no longer in the picture? She'll lose about $1,000 a week. Now, Ann, are you working also? Yes. What do you bring in weekly? Just in case something happens to you, I know what he loses. I bring in about $500. Okay, so the mortgage is $1,000. So Terry, if something happens to you, she has $10,000. She's get to live in this house for, roughly a couple months, and then she has to go, and then she loses the equity. Now, what we're talking about is equity down the line. This would be $180,000, just like the last illustration. So, guys, now you're what? You're 50 years of age, right? No, it's 5. Yeah, it's 10. Yeah, 50 years of age, and God forbid, Terry, something happens to you. Now, what happens is you need to explain this to them, is you and want to receive the equity if, God forbid, you can't afford to stay here. There's many things you can do with this product, so I'm going to just teach you guys a little something here. Either that or the bank gets it. Okay, as soon as you don't pay a month or two, the bank is putting you out on the street, so you guys got to be very careful on this. This is the biggest investment you guys have. Terry, you want to make sure she walks away with that number. So, look, here's what we're going to do is we show them the equity in it. We have $180,000 then. We have like $360,000 in 30 years. This is the largest investment that you're going to have for them. And with investment prices going up, you could have a $400,000 home for your wife or vice versa. So what we want to do is we just want to protect time, really, for Ann to sell the house. Now, we can look at you guys, since you're young, covering the whole mortgage, which is $300,000. And in this case, guys, you could do return of premium, ROP, and get them all the money back. Either that or just a term product that covers it. But I would choose the ROP if we were going to do this situation. Then, I also want to say, hey, Terry, I know you both bring in, you got about $1,500 a month. So what other income do you have? Well, I have, because if you're running a situation, the mortgage is $1,000 a month. Well, I have, they'll always say something like, I got a side job too, brings me about another $500 a month in. Okay, so there's another, that's a month, by the way. So that's $2,000. So you guys are just like skimming by here, right? Yeah, so you have a car payment still too? Yes, I got a, okay, look, long story short, at the end of the month, you guys have in between $200 and $500 left over once you're done? Yes, would you be closer to 2 or 5? I'm closer to 200. You guys only have $100 to work with in the situation. So you start throwing the numbers around, you're going to do a lot of work, and then they're going to say no. So you know now what to do since we're doing it off the budget instead of the numbers. So in this case, since I have $100, probably not going to cover 300 grand, but what I can help them do is sell the house. Now, if this income's larger, let's say this guy's earning $2,000 a month and she's earning $2,000 a month, that's $4,000 a month minus that. There's still $3,000 left over, another $1,000 for bills, there's $2,000 left over. This can be invested money, even if there's $1,000 left over. Do you guys have anywhere between $500 and $1,000 left over? Yes, we have $1,000 left over. Okay, I know that this investment will work. Why? Because I'm going to show you something. This isn't a bill. This is just a savings account. Okay, so it's called ROP. You get this term product. It goes for you the distance of the mortgage. God forbid something happens to you, not only that, but you can get the money while you're alive too. So if you get hurt, injured, car accident, a lot of health issues, things listed and things like that, you get the money while you're alive. If you pass away, Terry, she's going to get $300,000. All right, you can even go up higher. You can go show them that they can go higher. So you might as well. He's got the money. Why stop here, guys? Show them they can go higher. That way you sell larger. So at the end of this, it's just a savings account. So by the end of this 30 years, within the first 2 years, you can have any amount of money that you put into it back. Within the 30-year period, you can have anything in there. So over 30 years, you're spending $500 a month on this, $200 a month, whatever it comes to. Show them the end number before you show them the premium. Okay? So I didn't mean to do that. What I want to do is know in my mind, I want to write it down on a sheet of paper. That's what I meant to do. Whatever comes to $300,000 with premium is what you want to do. Get $300K out of them. Show them after 30 years what amount of money they're going to receive back. All you need to do is multiply this by 12 and then multiply it by 30 years, and that'll show them what they get back. That's the great way to show them proof that they're getting the money back. Somebody's getting money here, guys. Whether you're alive, dead, retired, you're getting this money back. You have a savings account now? Well, yeah. But how about a forced savings account where you know it's got to be in there? Then the actual savings account you have, you no longer have to worry about. You just have this in place for your future. You can also do an index universal life product in this situation, but you have to make sure it goes the distance and goes to age 100. You can't show people how to earn on their money. And if you do an illustration with this one, you're going to show them a larger cash bucket than you did in the term product. So it might be in best interest for a younger couple to do an index universal life product because they're going to leave this 30 years with a hell of a lot more money if you can get them to overfund. $300,000 is $500 a month or $200 a month, whatever it comes to. You just teach them to overfund it by 100 or 2 a month. Whatever the max is allowed. Call the company and ask. If I have a client, they're paying $200 a month. Can I have them overfunded by $200 a month extra? Sure. Now that 200 is earning 7.79% just annually, just that 2,400 extra. Plus it's earning on this, but this has cost to the insurance too. So it's a great program. It's something that you guys should invest into yourself. But anybody listening on Facebook, get an index universal life product for your retirement. If you do not have a 401k, which is lousy anyway, you need something on the side. You really need to have something else, and it's a great way to get cranked up. Tony Robbins' 7 Steps to Financial Freedom is the name of that book. Patrick Kelly's Tax-Free Retirement. Hand these books out to clients. Keep a load of them once you get started. Get them in your car. Hand them out to clients. Say, I would like you to take a look at this while you're reviewing this illustration, and then I can come back and we can talk about the illustration some more. So I'd like to set an appointment for next week and get you on, set an appointment, give you enough time, you know, for maybe 3 days out, give you enough time to talk this over with your wife and things like that. If that's where it leads, if you can't sell the annuity. Some annuities take 3 sits. They do not happen always at the first sit. They take 3 sits sometimes, okay? Long story short, you get the book in their hand, then you need to go back for your book. It puts you in front of them again. So you're not giving books away, you're going back to go get the book to sit in front of these people again. All right? So it's a great strategy to get in front of people again. Long story short, we sold that deal. We got them $300,000 or we paid, bought them time for her to sell the house. Okay, that's it. Any questions? It's open mic night. Ask your questions on the webinar. Don't type them too. Open your mic up and ask. So I don't have to walk over there. Please, please. Unmute yourself.
Jason, is Patrick Lewis's book on Amazon, or how do you get a hold of it?
Oh yes, I have seen it in many bookstores too, but it's a lot cheaper if you do it that route. Yes, it is.
Okay.
If you can get several cheap, please order them. It's a great way to teach people the system. You can also look that stuff on YouTube too. Both books have a little bit on them. I don't think they really put them out there. You can also ask, you can type in those 2 words like Tony Robbins, 7 Steps to Financial Freedom. If you go to his website, you can get the book at cost. They just charge you for shipping. So I think it's TonyRobbins.com. You sign up for the book and you just pay like $7 for the book. That particular book, you know, I've handed out several times and it works. It gets you back in front of the people. That Tax-Free Retirement's a smaller book. So it's a very easy read. And what I'd like you guys to do is after you're done reading it, highlight it. Highlight important parts of the book. Unfortunately, mine are actually out now, so I don't have mine. And I need to overload again is what I need to do. You know, you get a jag-off client here and there to just keep the damn book, but, you know, deal with it. It's part of your marketing. So you get to write it off, guys. So what else do we have going on this week, guys? Who did I speak to yesterday while I was at the Bike Fest? And I said I was going to train the hell out of you. And we're going to get a system in play today.
That was me.
I knew it was. So what we're going to do is, you know, take pieces of your situation and kind of use them right now. So not to put you on the spot or anything, but for anybody, if you have $500 to invest into your business, my suggestion is you need A-leads. You got to get good at the process. If I was you all, I would watch the videos. I would take a piece of what I can learn. I would take notes on it, maybe even type up portions of it, highlights, what to do. And I planned on doing this, which was typing this up. Part 1, you know, ask what the mortgage cost is. Or, you know, in final expense, you can also ask this question. If there's 2 couples living together and you're with final expense and there's mortgage, you can turn final expense into mortgage protection. So you could teach them about this scenario, which is genius to do because, you know, it increases the amount of sale. Now, no longer are you just selling burial, cremation, you're selling the mortgage protection. And you can also just, you know, just remember, you know, you want to know the 2 differences between them. Are you guys doing a cremation or a funeral? Oh, okay. Well, you know, the average, just with inflation, we want to be sure that we at least get that number in place. And I always advise after 10 years of doing this, if everybody has this in place. whether you're doing cremation or not, because we don't know what inflation is going to do, depending on their age, of course. So that's the number you need for everybody. Now, I take this number, and if I get an IUL, for the same price they'll spend on that, they can get 30,000, 50,000. You know what I mean? They get a hell of a lot more. Most IULs start at 25,000. It's just smarter to do it that way if you can get it to go through for life. You know, I know there's cost of insurance and stuff and everything, but if you can ask the carrier what will make sure that it goes to age 100 or even age 85, ask them what's going on in your family tree. You know, are you going to buy facts of your family tree? People living to age 85? I ask that all my hunters. Are you going to go make it to age 85, or does your parents pass away by age 65, 85? When did your family pass away? Now you get them seeing that this is real. This is called painting the picture. But you're using A leads. Anyway, A leads. You're also using B leads. What are you doing? I don't have an answer to that because I don't know your territory. However, if it was me, I would do, I need to do the math on this though. So let's say that you get the, let's say $7 leads, let's do $8. $8. 10 bucks. I would only probably, with B leads, probably use $100, and then the rest goes towards A. So I'd take $400 here and $100 here, and make sure that my script's done right. A leads. I'm doing a follow-up call to the call that you had received yesterday on the final expense information. You remember that? Great, I'm the rep that handles that area. I'm not interested anymore. You know what? It's okay. I'm already in the area. I'll tell you what it does. It's just information for now. And I'll tell you what, this stuff really pays out large for a little bit of money. You're talking, you know, $20 a month can get you $50,000 for your family and earn you cash, which means it's a savings account that earns interest on your money. Now, like I said, it's just information from now. It's no, I'm already in the area. So what do you say, 2 p.m.? You got to tighten the scripts up. You guys have to enforce this on them sometimes. Say no, say hell with your no. I'm getting hung up on. I want you to go on the phone. I want you to find motivation inside through my videos, through calling somebody, through music, through a book, through YouTube. There's so many motivational videos on YouTube that it's hard not to get inspired today. If you're older and you feel like you lack something, or if you're young and you feel like you lack something, we all lack something. And the only way through it is to just defeat the inner demons and say, how many times have I seen this proven? I was one of you before, and I'll tell you what, I was starting to think, man, this was never going to work. I really did. I said, oh, Christ, you know, this is tough, man. I don't know. Oh, the company's not doing this for me, and the leads suck. And I said to myself, you know what, Jason, it's you. You are the problem. Quit blaming people. I'm the issue. I'm not tightening my script up. I'm not calling my upline. I'm not training a bit. I'm not making myself available for training. I'm not doing it. And I made that decision over and over again until I made the other decision to do it again. Have you ever videotaped the process with clients? I think that would be great if they allow it. Robert, yeah. The answer is yes, but no at the same time. I was never able to get enough video onto my phone. I kept having to do multiple videos and small snippets, but I have to bring this thing, this which is live on Facebook, to Best Buy. Long story short, I got to figure out how to do it. I don't know. I don't know if it's legal, so I don't want to put it out on Facebook without the client's permission. But I think if I'm just recording myself, the reason is all the personal information is involved too. You know, So I might have to get, you know, who the hell wants to put that live on Facebook, of course. So I would have to do it in a manner which is professional and get permission or something like that. But I'll come up with that real soon here for you guys. Because I can guarantee if you guys seen that, that's going to put all this in perspective. Because when I'm doing this with you, I'm like seeing what I've gone through, and I say, wow, some of my sales can last 1 to 3 to 5 hours. I've had them. This is annuities. I always say love the one you're with, but I don't even know if the next person's going to be there. So I love the one I'm with and show them all the respect in the world. If my time's running up, I get on the phone, I tell the next individual, I got a whole family here signing these. I make it look like everybody's doing it. I got a whole family signing these things. I need a little more time, so I'll be there at 4:30, not 4. Okay, thank you. See you then. Most people are okay with that. I'll tell you what, you make that second call and you get somebody on the phone, you'll know if they're real about this. They say yes, you're okay. But calm down. Don't worry about it. You have to get this up to stop worrying in this business. In any business I've ever run. Marketing is always the issue. You know, hell with, go for no on the phone and in the home. Because the numbers always owe you. If you sell 50% of your leads, you're going to be fine. So let's say you got 240 gets you 30 leads here. Yeah, these times 3. What is that? $100 for $3 leads. My brain is going mush on me. How many leads can you get for $3 for if you spend $100? This might be the most stupidest question I've asked. How many leads will you get if you spend $3 a lead and the bill's $100?
33.
Thank you. I really lost it. Now I see it. I'm just like losing it. 63 leads, John, to get started with. Great start. Now out of that, what do we think? You know, here's what I think. I think you should sit with 20 to 30 people. And I think you should get them all at once. Don't pass them by week after week. Get them all in. Go in, all in. Try to come up with more. Because this part's going to be easy, the dials. For you, just boom, boom, boom. The older leads, call them next week. Said no to you 1 week, call them when they're in next week. They changed their mind, believe me. All the older leads you guys have, call them up. You got people that are older clients that past 1, 2 years of time, go in and replace policies. Go do policy reviews on older clients. 20 to 30 people you sit with, you sell, so let's go low. Let's say you sell 5. $100 a month, it's 1,200, 600, 300, 400. 200, low one. 0, 0, 6, 9, 6, 9, 15, 16, 17. $2,700 is low ball. You should walk away with $2,700 minimum. On the high end, you're looking 10,000 easy. With that, 400 towards the A leads and 100 towards the B leads. Now, if this price is $10, that comes down, obviously. You know. So, but you know, at the end of the day, if that's what you're working with, guys, and if you got $1,000, you're good. You're gold, I promise you. Invest it, not drag it out. Put it all up. Now in this situation, you split that in 2 weeks, but I didn't mean, you know, because you won't be able to get to everybody, so I'd rather than be new. But once one lead order goes in, you put the next in the very next week. Bang. keep it rolling, and you're off to the races. The only thing you need is if you have this, you guys got some ideas what goes on in the home. If I were you, I would practice the app too. Like, you know, when everybody got into this business, maybe a lot of you had a brick and mortar place to go and then you became a broker. But at the brick and mortar, you had to do certain things. You had to dress nice. You had to do this. When you get up in the morning, get your freaking shoes on, get dressed up like there's a business to handle, and get on this thing. Do not sit there around, you know, in your sweats, not taking this seriously. Turn the TV off. Get in front of your computer. Go away from your house. I have to leave my house. I got to get out. I can't even do it in my home. I told Alyssa, we're doing work. We got to go. I can't do it in my house. I can't dial from my house. I can't even talk to reps sometimes from my home. I got to leave. There's too many distractions in my home. I want to milk it. I want to do the TV, whatever the case may be. But I sacrifice to be where I'm at. And that's the important part. That's why next week I'll see 20 people. You know, if I don't see 20 people and I see 10, well, I'll know how serious the other 10 is by putting them next week. You know, then I still have new leads. I'll never even get to all these leads that I have. I have hundreds, thousands probably of leads over the years. And that's not the point. What do I care if I see 10 people, but I bought just for this week, let's say I got 30 leads in, I seen 10, but I have $30,000 coming in. Last week I did 50 grand. What do I care? You know what I mean? And I just keep this going. You guys can get here. You just need to get the lead flow up. Because the numbers are there, man. It's just the numbers are there. Look, if you're not going to do it, some other agent is. You know what I mean? It's the numbers are there. You don't have to worry about the money. Money's there. You got to get the leads out. If you got in business and your wife is scared, your girlfriend is afraid, you need to get her on the phone with us on a 3-way call and have her explain Alyssa's story. Which I'm talking about a woman that came from a doctor family, had a maid. I come off the streets. You know, I'm the genius behind everything, but she helped. But she didn't start helping until 3 years ago. So after she did that, if your wife's complaining, tell you what, get involved. Help me out. This is a business of brick and mortar. It's my dream. Help me out. For better or for worse, babe, let's go. Get involved. And we will have big money running it as a partnership together. What do I need from your wife or girlfriend? I need 2 or 3 hours a week. That's it. That's all she has to do. You know, I can never be a man and have my girl run all over the place. And she tried it, and I said, look, here's the bottom line. I'm going to go sit on the couch, and when you're ready, I'll be right here. I'm ready to go. When you're ready to get away from teaching spin classes for $15 a pop, selling T-shirts at the mall, I'll be here. Okay, go do what you got to do. I'll be right here. And that's exactly what I do. Because I used to own multiple personal training locations, and she knew I could build companies, but I was in a car accident. She was scared to death about money. She thought it was a job of the way out. As soon as we went in the field, boom, 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 just kept going up. You know, and then of course her spending habits went up too. But so at the end of the day, happy wife, happy life. Happy wife wants happy life. She better get involved. You know what I mean? This is a partnership, guys. Whether she has a job at the office or whatever, but you can do this alone too. So what do you do with your time? If you have time and you have a map of that time, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What are you doing that day? What are you doing today? Do you even know? This is for everybody, by the way. Do you know what you're doing tomorrow? When Monday comes, you know what you'll be doing. Do you know that you're supposed to be ordering leads, reading a book, ordering those books I spoke about? Do you know that you're training on what product, what time you're going to train on that product? You really have your life organized so you can be a professional. or are you just winging this thing? Everybody that asks me, you want to be trained, if you do not have this in place, I'm not going to train you. I want to see this by next week. I want to know what you're doing. You can be part of the webinars, but I won't put any training towards somebody that doesn't have an actual roadmap to the success that they're asking for. Because without this, we can't figure it out. I don't know. I need time to know, hey, I'm going to talk to Jay this day. I'm just going to give him a call or text or stuff. I'm going to study term products here. I'm going to take, how much time do you want? I'm going to take 30 minutes to do that. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 15 minutes this day and study that, and I'm going to take another 15 minutes, and I'm going to separate the two. So if I took your life and I separated it into 15-minute increments, for those of you that tell me you don't have enough time, that's bullshit. Take your life and separate it in 15 minutes during the day and tell me if you don't have enough time. So this is the way you can do this, roadmap it. Roadmap, man. Get yourself throwaway calendars. You can, if you're up north, you can find them in food stores, health stores. You can find them in Staples, things like that. Just tear off sheets that are just for you. Just writing sloppily over them, just for you. You have one of these big ones right here that has she probably tore. She's so early on shit, and she has the old one probably somewhere. But you have one of these put aside. And then, get yourself one of these whiteboards. Put these in the house and hang them up. I got ones hung up, but these ones are for training, but hang them up. And you write on them. Monday. Going to learn 10 a.m. Learn product. A, mortgage protection, term. B, the living benefits. C, call carrier to explain. Things like that. Oh, shit. So get yourself in place, guys. Get ready for the show, man. And I'm going to tell you something. You think that this is work? This will take you away from that mental place that we all go through, which is, this is impossible. I can't do it. I'll never be that leader that everybody else is. There's freaking kids 20-something years old doing this. And you got men that have been in the earth for many, many years. There could be these kids' parents, for God's sakes, and they're doing it without half the knowledge. Not even a minute part of the knowledge that you've had and experienced in your life. So remember, another thing, leaders are readers. How does somebody do that? Put it in your schedule. 15 minutes, I'm going to read one chapter. Do a chapter a night. Some of you need to just do a chapter a month, for God's sakes. Just get a book a year in. You get a book a month up in you, your life's going to change. I promise you. You're going to get all the knowledge in the world. So we have all that formatted. We got a lot of stuff that we went over today. Sales process, so on and so on. So at the end of the roadmap, guys, is the success story, which is you. So, any other questions anybody has, Bob? Anybody? Any questions other than what I'm going on? If not, it's cool, but we went over a lot today, John, so which I need you to do. Anybody that hasn't ordered leads, if you have not discussed it with me, talk to me about it. Text Alyssa first. She can help you put your lead order in, okay? Tell her you want A leads, tele leads, final expense. There's also a guy that I found supposed to be the best direct mailing for 30 years. Final expense leads. Not sure what he charges. 400 per 1,000 or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember, but they're fairly cheap anyway. They're direct mail. I think it makes them 15 or 20 bucks a pop, but they're really good leads. And I've talked to him and many other people using his lead system, and they work really well. So, any other questions, guys?
So Jason, I call you or Alyssa for the $500 breakout, and you'll tell me where to put my money and buy the leads.
Yeah, I already wrote it down for you. $400 in A, $100 in B.
Got it. But you'll tell me who to order through, right?
Yes, you will, right?
Okay.
You guys need to know that too. You have, Innovative has their website, which you can go to. If there's outside vendors, I have a guy on Facebook. I got guys hitting me up all the time that want to do this with us. The direct mail leads that I get, or the tele leads, sometimes come with more information. If we're going to do this cheap, sometimes cheap is what we get back too, but it's hard to tell. Sometimes cheap rewards us too. So I don't know yet. I need to get through this with you before I can move on to this, which is the next week, to say what to do. Let's get through this week. After you get the leads in, order. The leads are in. You dial. Saturday morning, 9 a.m., 8:30 a.m., all the way till it's done. Dialing, by the way, is different than calling somebody. A dial session means I can have 10 leads and I can dial them 100 times. Because if I didn't set 10 appointments, that's what I need to do. So if you're just calling these leads one time, everybody, and expecting results and nobody's answering the phone, that lead's still good. So go through all your old leads. Everybody's never answered the phone, get on the phone. If you need leads that you find out are in the areas that you're going to end up and they're not answering the phone, take it to the door. Go the extra mile and it'll pay off. It's going to be, have fun with it too. Look, all you're doing is you're dialing somebody who asks for information. You're going to give them that information, and then you make a sale and you drive around listening to motivational things or listen to these videos or do whatever it takes, really. But yes, she will help you with the lead, or you just tell her that I want you to have that $400 in A leads, her suggestion. Ask her as her demographics. Just ask her a few questions without pissing her off, and then get the B leads going too. Because we go over this over and over again, and then 5 weeks into it, we got people asking us questions. Not you, but there's people asking us questions that we explained already, or we've already been over it. If you're on the webinars, it helps my time, and it helps me help people like John, Terry, James, John, and it goes on and on. And it gives us freedom in my own life to build my organization so I can get out of the field. If you're all in one place at one time is all I'm saying. But I'm there all week for you at any time. Let me see something here. Again, everybody order that Patrick Kelly Tax-Free Retirement. Get Tony Robbins' new book, because if this guy wrote a book, it's all about indexing. And if this guy's writing a book about indexing, it's important. This guy knows money, worth $500 million. So what you need to show proof of this, bring the books in-house. And when it comes time and you've got that annuity, you flop them out on a table. Say, this is the reason we take a look at these days is the upsides of the market is all we want you participating in, not the downsides. So at the end of the day, we just want to put you in a position never to lose another dime. Imagine this, Mr. Jones. Imagine I got this $250,000 for your wife over here, and I got $250,000 over here going like this in the market. Will you want to take a chance at age 65, 75 years of age to lose any of this money, or would you just just rather keep the money stable? Now, it doesn't stay stable in our situation. It participates in the upsides, While this is going up and down, this one's just going up. And it doesn't cost you anything to just do this. This one has fees while it's losing money. Okay? So, you know, it's a way to explain the whole damn thing and get people listening here. So, all right, any other questions? Last question for the day, man. I got to go. I thank you so much, all of you, for being here, too. I want to ask a question. John Warner, Larry, the individual from 814-430-1027, you have any questions? Larry, any questions? Wardell, any questions? Francisco, any questions? Robert Weathers, any questions? EJ Myers, any questions?
Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you, buddy.
Yeah, just need to talk to you about, starting to get the leads. I guess that'd be the main thing, and how to purchase them and what type we should purchase.
Who's speaking?
This is Larry.
Larry.
In Pennsylvania.
Okay, you're with us now?
What's that?
You're on my team?
No, not yet. Actually, I don't know if you sent me the contracting paperwork yet.
Okay, well, if you don't see it, here's a thing I would advise. If we're really going to do this special, guys, if I send contracting and we are having a discussion about contracting and you go to your email and you don't see it, I can't guess whether you got it or not, okay? So maybe you did receive it, but this goes for a lot of you. I have to generalize this so I can end this. If you do not see the email that was sent, it's always sent, so there may be issues with her taking down the proper email too. I need you to contact us that day. I want you to contact us, okay? I'm here to get you guys going. So what I want you to do is I want everybody that has not been contracted yet to do me this favor. I want you to text message Alyssa at this number. Send contract. If you want to join my organization, you want to learn more about the exclusive lead programs, you want to learn more about the products, you want to learn more about the sales program, I want you to text me join to that number right there on Facebook, okay? Mark Kroll, can you hit me up too and text me? And then go ahead, Larry. Yes, you got to get contracted first. So that's a part of the process. We'll get that out of the way, and then we'll go from there. Anybody that's not contracted, got to do that part first, and then we'll have the lead program in place. Now, Larry, I want you to be cautious about your money. Do a budget with me. I tell everybody I got a 2-day training, system that I put people through, and it just basically starts from this webinar, goes the next 2 days, and when I get a text message from you saying it's day 2, Jay, what do I do next? And then I tell you what to do next. So from this day on, you are so far to do contracting and then start studying your products. What products do you have to study? Well, you'll know once you get to contracting. How do you study? Well, there's YouTube, there's things you can read online. Maybe you're already with the organization and you have materials. What to study is a question I would ask me, what to study, what products, and things like that. So, any other questions, guys? Keep them coming if they're there, man. Oh, man. Because I'll tell you what, it makes it a lot easier to feel once you know, once you understand this stuff. It's a real treat. It makes it a lot easier on you. I guess I could sit down now. So, I think that you guys have all done a great job staying on this for this long and being a part of this. I applaud all of you for going through this morning. Great job. If there are no more questions, I'm going to end this. It's been a pretty long webinar. Remind you guys, this is all recorded. It's live on Facebook. And any more questions? Last chance. Anything else about anything? Here, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say thank you. Great webinar.
Oh, thank you guys for that, man. I appreciate it. All right, listen, I thank you all for being here. I'll see you guys next week. I'm going to try to fit a webinar in this week. I highly doubt I'll be able to, guys. So if you can't, go to the YouTube page and use that to, here, I can show you guys something here. You can share this screen here. If I go up here and I go to YouTube, let's see what Patrick.
Zoom is revolutionizing the way teams
Kelly.
collaborate. Whether you're connecting multiple conference rooms or adding remote attendees, meeting face-to-face is as simple as a single touch.
All right, so we need to add Patrick Kelly's tax-free retirement PDF. How long is that one? 15 minutes. This one's 20 minutes. So if you just sit here and you say,
come on, Patrick, if this is so good, if this has been around 30 years like you told me, how is it possible that I've never heard about it?
here,
I mean, can really something be around for 3 decades or more and I've never heard about it and it really be true?
retirement nest egg miracle.
But number one reason, I think, why life insurance has taken its position as sort of this lowest rung on the ladder is, number one, misunderstanding both by clients and the field force. The second
Yes.
is, you nailed it right here, and it was said 3 or 4 times, the focus only on death benefits. We're going to be heavily focused on the living benefits.
That's
of
what
life
I did.
insurance. Well, you know what's great about what I'm going to share with you today is this is primarily for those individuals 50 and younger. And generally, to make this work really well, you need about 20 years of accumulation time. Is why do you think life insurance has been relegated to sort of the lowest rung on the ladder, if you will, in people's mind when it comes to finances? What are some thoughts? Look at it as an expense. So expense or expensive. Or, you know, last thing they want to spend their money is on life insurance because they see it as an expense. Because all they've been told is half of the story. I had no intentions to write a book, at least not this book. I did like to write. I was a writing major in college. I enjoy writing. I thought I would someday maybe write the Great American Novel. I actually set out just to write a manuscript
Patrick Kelly.
that I could hand to my clients so they could.
That's good stuff. Last one here. Let's go look. Let's see. Is the PDF in here? I don't know where the hell PDF is, but I don't see it anywhere. Let's go to Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins, 7 Steps to Financial Freedom, audiobook. Okay, step 1.
Welcome back. It's Tony Robbins again here with Money Master the Game, 7 simple steps to financial freedom. Let's get into gear now. We've given you the background, the overview of what this book is really about. Let's go through the 7 steps by beginning with step number 1, tap the power. In this session, we're going to make the most important financial decision of your life. And it's not a decision you might think it is. In fact, most people think that the way you get free, financially free or wealthy, is you get this big score. Somehow I'm going to make a bunch of money, or somehow I'm going to make this.
So that's what I wanted to just show you guys, that you have the power to tap into these resources, and we don't. And that's why, you know, you're dragging your ass wondering when's the money coming, because we haven't really done everything we can. You know, can you all agree with that? Even myself. It's just human nature to fall out of whack and blame it on the game. So let's get involved this week. Let's get a schedule. Let's get ourselves a roadmap to our daily activity. Everybody that wants training, I'd like to see that by at least next Saturday and see what you got going on for your week. Impress yourself, impress me, and impress your wives. When it comes to IULs, if you don't overfund it, will it hurt you? You mean anybody? Yeah. If you have an IUL, it depends on the length of time that the cost of insurance can affect it. And remember, IULs are built to build a cash bucket at interest levels. So once they do that, the cost of insurance that they increases over the years. Usually it's 20, 30 years that they really take to wipe them out at the price that you would give them without overfunding it. Now, but the carriers do have a way to teach you or tell you the number that will keep it in place too. There's a low number, and then there's the I can't remember what it's called. There's a number that is involved with IULs that is the minimum, and then there's the actual number that you need. There's sort of a certain name to it. But ask the carriers that. But overfunding can infect it or affect it if you don't overfund it, but it can also make it the full time period depending on the age of the individual. If you're dealing with the youth, they definitely need the right number in place to get to age 100 or 90. But you can literally adjust that too. That helps the premiums, by the way. So if you ever work with the IULs, which you guys should, very simple. They're just whole lives to just have more interest. That's it. It's not really a big deal. Just learning how to get the premiums is just by calling the carriers up, and they do illustrations for you. So, and then a lot of these companies have illustrations that you can get online to do and do the illustration that way. Like on a website or some kind of app to do an index universal life. Remember the one, now for that, Robert, being said, somebody has 7.79%, earning on this money too, that could make up for the cost of insurance over the years. So they're not just building average cash value with these damn things. It's not 3%, half of the premium going into Mutual of Omaha final expense. This is big, big money. You know what I mean? It really grows. Calvin, Ramon, glad to see you fine. We've been on here since 8:30, man. Cranking, grinding, loving it, living it. You missed, you can go back and watch this because we out of here. Guys, thank you so much for everything. John, if you need anything during the day, text me, call me. Keep the questions coming. If I don't get back to you, don't think I hate any of you. I just need a minute. But
I'll call you, Jason. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. If you're not contracted yet, get contracted. Text that number. I'll see you all next week. Go watch the videos. Go have a good time. Thank you.